In Smash, using different characters requires understanding different concepts and different combinations of skills. My goal with this series is to take a look at what real-life martial arts I think Smashers would be best at based on the characters they use. Disclaimer. There are infinitely many styles of martial arts, infinitely many sub-styles. I certainly don't know them all. If I happen to not cover a martial art that you happen to know about that you think suits the character in question, by all means, let me know in the comments. I think that would be totally cool. I'm all about learning. That said, this all just comes from my personal sphere of experience and knowledge, which is by no means exhaustive. If at this moment your body temperature is somewhere above 90 degrees, chances are extremely good that you have established a relatively good baseline as Ganon. But in spite of the fact that Ganon at first glance seems like he only requires half a brain to be competent with, the pernicious Prince of Perdition is powered by some relatively unique skills. First of which is making people want to quit the game. Second is making Ganon mains themselves want to quit the game. Just kidding. Number 1, bait and punish. Bait and punish is a very vague term and it has a lot to unpack, but it is certainly true that Ganons have to compel their opponents to act and use their opponents' overextensions as one of their primary methods of winning exchanges, since Ganon himself is pretty lousy at initiating exchanges. Number 2, risk optimization. Ganons by nature have to make risky commitments, but they manage their risks masterfully because they learn to impress certain ideas and implicit threats upon you so that their high commitment gambits are more likely to connect as a result of having mentally boxed you in with said implicit threats and impressions. In other words, you don't want to gamble against a Ganon, and Ganons know that. Number 3, manipulation. Lastly, Ganons learn to become extremely effective at shepherding their opponent into specific ranges and situations I call choke points, where they wear the pants and for a precious brief moment call the shots, like when they have you in the corner. So, how might these skills translate into real-world martial arts? First, Panentuken. So, basically, Ganon makes you think twice about extending your limbs. This describes the Filipino martial art Panentuken, or dirty boxing as it means in Tagalog, and it is pretty dirty. One of the hallmarks of Panentuken, and what makes it especially unique, is the philosophy of defanging the snake. A major concept in Panentuken is shutting down your opponent's offensive tools through what are called destructions and guntings, that is, scissors. If an opponent throws a punch at you, you might parry with one hand and lovingly guide the attacking limb into your own attack, namely fist to elbow or ankle to knee. If you've lost to a Ganon, you probably know that trading with him doesn't feel much more productive than, maybe punching the point of someone's kneecap. Unless you got that. Though I guess it's really all a matter of perspective. To one person you're getting punched in the face, and to the other maybe you're just strategically headbutting someone's knuckles. Number 2, wrestling. Next, Ganon mains have to make all or nothing plays, but have to do some tenderizing before going for the neck. Sounds an awful lot to me like freestyle wrestling. Among the scariest skills in a wrestler's repertoire is their ability to flip you like a pancake if you compromise your base and press you like a waffle. Wrestlers are known as the breakfast masters of the fighting world. But if a wrestler misses a takedown, they lose the dominant position and go to bottom. But like before, any misguided attempts to challenge a solid takedown means you've now got your weight class worth of beef pressing you into hard earth. Number 3, Dumog. Last, Ganon players are highly strategic about where they challenge you and make their move only once leverage is on their side. Ganons must have trained in the Philippines because they're skilled in yet another Filipino martial art, Dumog. Dumog is a form of upright wrestling that underscores those choke points I mentioned earlier. Instead of struggling against your opponent pound for pound in a clinch, Dumog gets them in a position where you can soften them up a bit through creative use of leverage advantages and disadvantages. Dumog is all about moving people. And again, this is fitting for Ganon players because even though Ganon can only get so far in a direct struggling match, if there's one thing he can do, it's make people move. So, there you have it. If you're a Ganon main, it looks like the Philippines and your local college or high school freestyle wrestling team cry out your name. But that said, what do you guys think? Are there any Panantukan, Dumog, or freestyle wrestling Ganons out there? What do you Ganon main / martial artist hybrids do if not any of these? I am curious to know, so let me know in the comments. Hi guys. So, I hope you guys liked that video. It is the first in hopefully an ongoing series where I cover every Smash character. That said, if you did like the video, a lot of time did go into making this video, of course. Some rough edges might not make that apparent, but they are relatively time consuming, so if you would like to see more, the absolute best way that you can communicate that to me is by hitting that... No, it's over here. Hitting that subscribe button down there, and with notifications on, that's the big one. In addition, if you would like to see some of my other stuff, if this is your first time to the channel, you can check out my Smash Conception series, which is more geared towards Smash theory, or if you just want to hear from me a little more in less punctuated chunks, you can check out my Twitter, which hopefully I'm pointing in the right direction, and I'll end up putting it in some place where I'm not pointing to. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.